Hi! So today's video is about solving problems. Essentially, when we have a problem, the natural reaction to that is that we want to wrestle it to the ground. We want to wrestle it to a solution. So we are focused on it and we're thinking about it and we're analyzing and we're trying to figure it out. And what happens with that is that it spirals us into an energy that can be quite lousy and can even lead us into, different types of anxiety. Because anxiety essentially is when the brain gets hold of a thought and basically the thought spirals us into a fight or flight reaction. So in the olden days when a tiger would jump at us in the forest, we'd go into a fight or flight to figure out what we're going to do. But these days, because we don't have tigers jumping out at us, but our brain is still set on that fight or flight setting, essentially it can grab a thought and take us there. And what happens when we get that, it's called an amygdala hijacking. And at that point, oxygen doesn't really get to the brain, and what happens with that is that we can't think creatively. We can't think with our more advanced executive type bright idea brain. So what we want to do here is we want to notice that we have a problem, and then we want to think of what Albert Einstein said. And he said, no problem can be solved with the same consciousness that created it. So essentially, the problem has come because of the consciousness state in which we're in. And so from that state, trying to figure it out is not going to bring us to the solution that we're looking for. So what do? We raise consciousness. What does raising consciousness mean? Raising consciousness means that we go to a higher place within us, a wiser self. We basically reconnect with a power that creates, rainbows and stars, and lets a seed become a tree, and essentially the same force that has created us. And from that place, from that higher place, the solution just lands in our lap. And so it's not that we've had to analyze it and wrestle it to the ground, but rather that we've raised consciousness to the place where we're open to a solution. But we're not going to enter that freak out state that cannot allow the solution to come in that graceful, in that with that ease that answers are supposed to come to us. So we raise consciousness by remembering that the same power that creates all these miracles created us too, and can therefore create our miracle. And so it becomes a discipline. So basically, how anxiety works is it kind of seeps in. So at any moment where you're a little bit tired, you're a little bit off, you haven't eaten properly, you're in that sort of state which is not, you're not on top of it at that moment, it can seep in. And so what you want to do is you want to shut that door. Imagine a gate, you're shutting it out, and you're basically going back to that place of, I believe in miracles, and I am connected to infinite intelligence, and infinite possibilities are available to me. And it's a matter of going back there and going back there until you have calmed your system, and from that place the solution pops up. So I thought this would be a practical, one of those tips and tricks, practical tips for you, that when a problem is coming up and you can feel yourself going into that full-on focus, trying to wrestle it to a solution, remember that the same consciousness that created that problem cannot solve it. So we have to go higher, and remember that one of the lines that I love from A Course in Miracles is that anytime we are believing in fear, we've essentially forgotten. We think that we're the ones who are in charge here, and we've forgotten that we come connected to something way bigger than us. And from that place, the solution comes. So I hope this helps. Remember to subscribe to the channel. There's a button down here. Please join us, and come on over to my Rania.world new website. I'm so excited. I have so many fun things on there. So come and discover and join us, and download, subscribe, get the goodies as well. So I look forward to our next conversation. Bye.